Hello, hello, hello. We are literally, oh, hold on. Whew. We are literally going live on all of the things. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Big welcome to everyone. Um, I am literally live on YouTube, on Instagram, and on TikTok. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Weekly Healing Circle. Today is one of those days for sure. So, hey, behave. Yo, my babies be having beef with each other. Like, Pink doesn't like other animals because she's a Libra. It's so funny that we started off talking about Pink in this live because the moon is in Libra, and there has been this extra like, hello everybody. There has been this extra like wanting to be held energy, wanting to be comforted energy, wanting to be nurtured energy. There's like a lot of like it's been a lot today. Have found myself. Hey Nat, how are you? Hello everybody. I hope everybody is well. Let me go ahead and share the live with the Patreon so they can come through. But y'all, it has been one of those days where I am absolutely like I can definitely say that I have been wanting, because today babe hasn't been home because she had a doctor's appointment that she had to like wait like at the doctor's, calls it, where you go to pick up like the prescriptions. I can't remember the drugstore, obviously. And stuff. And then I totally have been missing babe like all day, and I'm just like, I just want to cuddle. Can I just cuddle today? Can that just be my day? And I'm just like, this Libra moon is messing with my soul right now. So I definitely feel like what's been, what this energy is trying to do to my life. Hello everybody on Insta. We're just doing the alien filter for today, and we're just gonna do that. um Thank you. I just watched it actually. Hey Lana, how are you? Yeah, so that's kind of just been my day. I just been working, like straight working. I have like 3 videos that were literally uploading. They should be done uploading already. They've been uploading for like a good hour. For you guys that are going up, the monthly community spells going up. There's a Dollar Tree spell video going up. It's a little sneak peek right here. um the and the breakdown for the upcoming new moon in Pisces is also going up. So there's a lot of stuff going up. I'm also going to be, there's like a lot of videos that I'm working on for you guys right now. So stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say. Stay tuned for the stuff, for the good stuff. So let me just share the link with the Patreon. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I was like, where is the Patreon? Big shout out to the Patreon members and the channel members for all of the support, because seriously, you guys give me so much love, and I just like appreciate how much you guys push and back the channel. So thank you so much for all of the love and support. Seriously, it has been a ride, and we're gonna continue to ride the wave. Ooh, hold on, paste. Ooh, and then where's the other? Oh, here it is. Okay. And then copy. But how has everybody been? How was this weekend for y'all? I feel like this weekend was pretty like neutral. Y'all, okay, I don't know if y'all saw this on Netflix, but can we please talk about the Behind Her Eyes like show, series, whatever you want to talk, like call it, on whatchamacalls it? What do you call it? On Netflix. Y'all, did anybody see Behind Her Eyes on Netflix? Because it needs to be spoken about. Me and babe literally binge watched it last night. If y'all didn't see it, I'm not gonna talk about it because that there was like 3 different plot twists, not like 8, honestly, like 8 different plot twists in that show, and it has to do with like, should I give it away? I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it away. But y'all, I'm telling you, oh my God, the twist. Y'all need to, And it was just like really interesting how they kind of introduced like the whole lucid dreaming and like outer body experience situation and astral travel. Like it was just interesting how they kind of brought it up in the story. It was like very organic. It felt very, very natural to the characters and stuff. I was just straight up like freaking out because I'm just like, what? Like every episode, I'm like, what? And then what? And then what? And then what? Like it was straight up like, guys, y'all just need to go watch it. And then we can talk about it in next week's Healing Circle. I'm telling you, just go watch it. You will thank me later and then you'll be like, Abby, why? And then I'll be like, because you needed to watch it. I'm telling you, you just gotta go do it. Watch it after the live or whatnot. It's just so, oh my God. I was just completely, my mind was just, it was just wow. Like my Gemini moon as like well into the night because we finished watching it at like 2 a.m. We literally binged it. And it's only like 6 episodes, right? So it went like seemed like next thing you know, it's 2 a.m. and I'm like, God, what? Literally 30 minutes later, I'm still like, oh my God, that's what it meant when it was over here. And that's what it was trying to say. And oh my God, the color. Yo, yeah, I just need to go watch it. I'm telling you, you will need, your spirit will need it. It was just a lot of fuckery over there. I'm telling you. Hello, everybody. I figured the last part out, but not the second to the last plot twist. So I figured out a couple of different things ahead of time. But I could like there was just like the big plot twist. I was like, stop it. I was just like, okay. Okay, guys, like cool. This is cool, but wow, like I was just so taken aback. Lana, I will not ruin it. I promise. I am trying to be as discreet as possible, but next Monday we might have to talk about it. So you have a week, girl. You have a week. But for sure, oh my God. No, I'm telling you, it's the story for me. It's the characters. It's the who's the villain for me. Okay, that was the question that you should probably be asking, but straight up like took my life yesterday. I was just like, wow. And it visually, like I was reading it almost like a book because is originally a book, and it has the vibe of this used to be a book before because of the way the twist comes through, but it was just masterfully executed. It was wow. Oh my God. But I can't wait to talk to you guys about it next week because that thing, woo, it was amazing. Okay, so let's get started for this week. We're gonna start with the astrology for the week. So let me pull up the chart notes. Hold on, y'all. And also, I know that I said I wasn't going to like bring this in this early, but like I just really wanted to use this deck, so we are going to be using the Akamara Tarot deck for this week's Healing Circle. So I halfway lied. I'm in the mood. I've been shuffling with it like a lot during readings and stuff. So yeah, just going to have to take it in because but that video was so funny. Like me editing it, I was like, oh my God, I am such a nerd. I am such a nerd. But yeah. Okay. Where am I going? Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm really super excited for the new moon in Pisces that's coming up, y'all. It's such a beautiful day to do spell work. Oh my God. I'm going to be posting that video breaking down all the energies and stuff so you guys can see it when it uploads sometime tonight. You guys will get a ton of videos from me tonight, so stay tuned. But yeah, so good. So such a good day to do spell work, such a good day for visualization, such a good day for like manifestation. It's just a beautiful like new moon, and especially because we're in March. happy March 1st, y'all. We're like inching and inching closer into Aries season. So there's a lot of different energies. And I've always said this, and it's 100% true, but March Pisces energy hits different than February Pisces energy, tends to be a lot more softer. Once you get into Aries Pisces energy, like when they share that month, they get it's a little kick to me. It's a little more sazon. Like it's a little more sazon in there for the energy of the month, because that Aries energy is starting to creep in. You start to come to a close, and then poof, everything opens with the fire, the flames. Okay. So first and foremost, right now the sun is in Pisces, moon is in Libra, Mercury is in Aquarius, Venus is in Pisces, Mars is in Taurus, Jupiter is in Aquarius, Saturn is in Aquarius, Uranus is in Taurus, Neptune is in Pisces, Pluto is in Capricorn. And there's definitely a lot of stuff going on right now, especially with Saturn and Uranus, because they're in a predicament. There's an energy that's going to push through the new moon in Pisces as well, and I break it down in that video. But Uranus and Saturn are really they in a square right now. Okay, they're definitely not necessarily having in the best terms is what I'm going to call it, but there's definitely been a lot of friction with Uranus and Saturn, and I do feel like everything that happened within the past couple of years, the past 3 years, especially because Saturn stepped up to the forefront with that Capricorn energy, and then all of a sudden Uranus moved into Taurus, and it's like, no, earth signs, especially Tauruses, get wrecked, like pull it back, and it's just straight a restructuring within our values, within the financial realm, within our the things that we find a lot of pleasure in, that we value so much, which includes money. And this is why there's been a shift within the generation. I personally feel like I've been peeping it, because it is a generational upgrade, but I've been peeping a lot of the changes that's happening within the generation, and generational wealth, how we're healing our finances, how we're getting rid of debt, how we're healing and bringing in healthier habits to our finances. So it's been a lot, y'all. It's definitely been a lot. And I do feel like this Saturn and Uranus square, oh my God, it's just like this. No, we're going to change this foundation. This generational foundation collectively has been handed down, passed down, taught to us, engraved, deep welded in there. Okay, it's been deep welded in there for such a long time. We've had to deal with our parents' financial stuff, the energy, the vibe, our thoughts, how our thoughts influence our finances, and now really coming into the head with that and saying, okay, I can't do this anymore. This is not healthy financial habits. These are not healthy habits to have with my valuables, with the things that I personally deem valuable to me, that I value as a person. This is not how this is not how I treat it. This is not how I can maintain the things that I value. Also includes people, y'all. 1000% includes people. You got to be aware of how your relationship with these things, with what you value, is currently in this shift, because it is. And it's kind of like with Uranus right now, like Uranus is just not playing. Like, he don't care what excuse, he don't care if you want to say the same, he don't care. He can't, because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, but you want all these things, though. You want to keep adding to the things that you value. You want to keep collecting all of these things: people, friendships, money, finances. You want to keep collecting all of these things, but you don't realize that there are certain things that have been embedded in the way that you do the process of you doing that are super toxic and have no benefit to who you are at this point, because you are constantly evolving. Anytime you ask the universe for something, you are constantly evolving into becoming that which can receive that which you are calling in. Okay, so you can't just be like, hey, I want to get married, and still like DMing every person that like slides into your DMs. That's just not how that's going to like go down. There's it's totally fine to communicate with other people, but the energy of how you approach, the intention has to be behind it. You have to be self-aware of how you are adding to the things that the things that you value, the things that you do value, and how the things that you value are empowering you, are bringing life to you, pleasure, love, and just enjoyment out of life. Like, are the things that you're valuing like not good behaviors? Like, do you love food, but do you overeat? Do you have an excess amount of the things that you love? Like, y'all, let me tell you something, okay? One of my favorite things in this world, and I don't know if you live in New York, you might have tasted this, but when I first went to California, I went to Umami Burger, all right, with one of my friends. And we just saw the restaurant. We're like, ooh, mommy, okay, what's that? And I'm like, okay, well, I looked it up on Yelp because, Abby does research first. And everybody was like, yeah, the flavors are amazing, all this stuff. And I'm like, and they're like, get the truffle fries, y'all, okay? And I'm like, I'll get the truffle fries. Yo, I tasted these truffle fries and they gave me so much life because the flavors was just like amazing. But I'm not going to order 3 of them while I'm eating. I love it. It tastes delicious. It's absolutely, the fries are thin and they put this truffle cheese sauce on it. It just like melts on top of it. And it's just like delicious. But am I going to order 5 while I'm at the restaurant? No, I'm going to take each one and enjoy it as I eat. Like, it's not about over abusing the things that you love because they bring you so much love, because they activate your senses, because they bring you like, you have to have healthy boundaries, because that helps you appreciate the things that you love a lot. Like, as you are living by, you're like, oh my God, I really love the smoothie, or I really love, I'm walking by this side of the park. I don't know why, but it just brings me life. It doesn't mean like over abuse these spaces, over abuse these areas, over abuse these tools, over abuse your food, over abuse your money to the point where you're spending so much money, you're in debt, or you're eating too much and you're gaining too much weight. It's all about reprogramming, and that's what Uranus is doing. And with Saturn, it's just like this square is like, okay, this has been the standard for so long. Okay, this has been the standard for a really long time. Generationally, we've been dealing with the same type of nonsense. We've been doing the same thing. We've been handing out our kids this has to stop now. Like, now y'all need to try it differently, because y'all, we're still in the age of Aquarius. So it's like, you need to try it differently. You need to approach it differently. You need to think a lot like bigger as far as your goals, your dreams, how to achieve them, how to upgrade your thinking through it, how to modernize a lot of those things. Because the thing about being in the age of Aquarius that a lot of people like to dismiss, because a lot of people, and I will 100% co-sign this, because y'all know I'm a Capricorn. Okay, we is the most traditional sign in astrology. I get it. I know it. I understand it. But my Venus is in Aquarius. So the one thing I will tell you is, no matter how much we want to stick to the practices the same way that it was done in the past, okay, it may have worked for that generation, that era, okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it must be done the same way today. And that's why our rituals don't look the same as they were before. That's why, as much as I wish we could just meet up in a mountain somewhere and just start chatting at the moon, because we'd be extra, and that totally would be fine to do here and there as well. That doesn't mean that we are in the place collectively where we all collectively value doing those things, where we all hold that to a high regard. Has to be a modern way to practice, where we evolve with the energy, with the time, with the planets, not looking back and like, oh my God, they're not following the rules, or like being rigid about how things should be practiced. And I will tell you this, when it comes to religions and stuff like that, there are certain things that need to be done in the way that they were done. However, you will find that the newer generation, like if you get initiated or you go through any type of those processes, you will find that you will end up modernizing some capacities of what it is that you're doing, some areas of what it is that you're doing, just because the way that it was done before doesn't necessarily mean, as sacred as it is, that is the way that it needs to be continued okay, moving forward, because the times change, the eras change. There needs to be an addition to things. If you look at all of the past ancient civilizations, a lot of them incorporated new things throughout different eras, throughout different times, because they wanted to explore and add to their practice. Not, we need to stick to this rigid understanding, this thing, because also spirit doesn't work that way. Like, spirit is very flexible with how you work with your practice, just as long as you call on spirit, incorporate spirit in your practice. But spirit is very flexible in that regard. It's not like a whole, like, it doesn't need to be super like, no, on this day, on that day, it needs to be like this and that. It doesn't always have to be like that, just as long as you have that self control. It all goes back to that self mastery. And right now I feel like there's a lot of us that have forgotten that we're in the age of Aquarius, and that, you know, a lot of people love to see it as, oh, it's new age, it's a new age of stuff and all this stuff. No, we just are taking from all of the things that we know works and that we're in alignment with from the past, and a lot of it is getting upgraded. There's a lot of different tools that we have now that we didn't have back in the day, like, y'all. And it's important for us to understand that that's not a bad thing. It's not about it, like, it's not just because this is not the traditional way, this is not the original right away, this is not the way that it was passed down. It doesn't mean that it's not important to use, and that you can't get the downloads, that you can't get the messages from spirit, that you can't connect with your spirits or your ancestors or your guides or your angels. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that there is a newer way that we are incorporating things into our practice. I hope that you guys are understanding what I'm putting down, because I'm telling you, there is this need to stop being really rigid. And it's not necessarily going to be easy, because Saturn and Uranus is in the square. Saturn, even though it's a planet of time, and obviously time is both, can go backward and is very progressive because it's constantly moving. You have to understand that even though Saturn is very much the ruler of time, there is still a grounding that he likes to have within the time. Because with Saturn, what you have to understand is that the question that he basically poses is like, hey, while you have this time in this earth, right? You have all this time in this earth, which this is what I rule. I'm looking at how you're spending your time. Some of that time you are wasting. Some of that time you're not using properly. Some of that time you're using properly. Some of the time you're not grounded. Some of the time you're struggling. Some of that time you're hurting. You're in pain. I want you to have a better foundation within that time while you are within my rulership, because I rather you be a more mindful user of time than a wasteful user of time, because then it's a waste. You're wasting time. And ask any Capricorn, you know, the one biggest pet peeve that we have is if you waste our time, yo. If you waste our time in any capacity, whether you wasted our time talking to you about something, you weren't even listening to us, we just got pissed off. Like, we hate wasting time. That's just how we, that's how we are. And we get that from Saturn. It straight comes from Saturn, because Saturn looks at it, it's like, okay, well, this person that you're with has been causing you to waste a lot of time, because that's not even who you're going to end up with. So that person got to go. And this is why your solar return ends up looking like a whole entire, like a murder house kind of, and every things are getting purged. It looks like a straight up purge, because Saturn is just like, this is not going to last within the time that you're in this life. Like, this is not meaningful. This is not meaningful. Can I ask you, is this meaningful? This is not meaningful. And so it's important to kind of like dial it back a little bit and actually understand that while we're going through that process of, hey, we're grounded, Uranus is over here. It's like, okay, I see that you want the generation to be grounded. I see that. I like it. However, there are certain things that the generation has been doing for a while now that is not beneficial to the generation. So I see what you're putting down, but I also think that they need to be doing this. And this is why this is how this square is like navigating. There's this energy of like, okay, but in addition to what you just said, I'm gonna add this to the homework. You know what I mean? And so it can feel a little bit like, ugh, why does the energy feel like this? Why? What's going on? Why? because there's a lot of generational changes and shifts happening right now. They're very, very, very heavy, very impactful. And this is a very critical time because I told you guys earlier, we're going to be going into Aries season. Aries season is the beginning of the astrological year. And so before we go into that fire mode where everybody's like fired up, like about to go into the ring, like straight up, you know, bouncing and shit. Like before we do that, we need to reflect. And that's what Pisces season is. It's a reflective period. And so right now, the square is like, okay, so I need y'all all to reflect on a generational level. Look at yourselves. Look at what's going on with your spirit. Look at what's going on with your own personal collective. Look outward and look at what's going on with the collective. Look at what's going on with the different generations, how they're being impacted, how they're healing their generational trauma, how they're healing their love lives, how they're healing. Like, look at all of the things. I will tell you right now, the previous generation before millennials have so much backed up trauma from the way that they set themselves up in the past. Honestly, I want to say like the past 2,000 years, they have so much backed up trauma from a bunch of, I don't even want to call it random shit, because a lot of it was conscious. A lot of it was about control. A lot of it was about money with the whole industrial like growth, like movement and everything. It's turned the collective into this, we need to do a 9 to 5. We have to wake up at this time. We're literally made ourselves to be in this kind of a slave mindset where we're strict to these time rules, where we don't allow our bodies to wake up naturally. We don't allow ourselves to do certain things because we put the majority of our time, we invest it towards working for other people or doing other things, which are not necessarily a bad thing if that's what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. However, there's a lot of trauma there, because I cannot tell you how many people literally work 9 to 5 all their lives and they've been miserable this whole time and they did nothing to heal it. Okay. And I'll tell you this was also within the past like 2,000 years is when this whole mid life crisis was created by the past generations. They created that shit and they're continuously try to pass that shit down to us. So they create this, you must live and work and look like this. Your life must look like this. If it doesn't look like this, you are failing. And at the same time, if you get to live the dream, that's cute. I guess you can be successful if you got the chance, if you got that random opportunity, if you got to do it, you got to do it. You know what I mean? But like for the most part, if you don't do this and this, you failed in life. And then later on you have a midlife crisis because you didn't get to do anything that you were supposed to do, anything that you wanted to do, and then it's a problem. So the question is, what are you going to do to not only set yourself up for success, but acknowledging and looking at what the generation is doing, looking at how we're all healing from each other, growing from each other, learning from each other. That's been a huge one. I feel like honestly, TikTok has been one of the most transformative apps, and 1,000% Aquarius energy. 1,000%. All technology is ruled by Aquarius, y'all. So us doing this, Aquarius energy. Us being on TikTok, on Instagram, connecting digitally on any scale, Aquarian energy. And so when you get to like when the internet was born, okay, and when we have all of this newer way to connect and upgrade ourselves, upgrade the way we get information, upgrade the way we search and look for things versus having to go on a trip or having to take a flight somewhere or having to go to school. Some people are different type of learners. They like to kind of like dive in specifically and not have people telling them what to do. They like to have their curiosity be their guide, not a teacher guiding them necessarily. And so it's interesting when you look at how during this era, okay, this age of Aquarius, how things have modernized in the way that they have, how we use technology, how we communicate, how we make it easier for ourselves to connect socially, because Aquarius also rules society. It rules friendships. It rules social media because we are interacting. So that technology falls right into it because we use it to communicate with each other. And so within the age of Aquarius, you find that you have to open up yourself to the futuristic point of view, or it's going to outlive you, period. If you want to stay in this time trapped kind of mindset, you can. That's an option. However, are you evolving? Are you allowing yourself to grow with the times? Are you allowing yourself to find pleasure within these times as well? Because what you will find is that pleasure changes throughout the eras, and it fluctuates in different ways because people are always creating different ways to find pleasure. For example, that whole these videos of people like just shaving down like the soap and stuff. Like, did y'all see that like 15 years ago? Because I definitely did not. Definitely did not see people shaving the videos, shaving like different soaps and cutting different things just to have like that satisfaction of seeing it done. Like, there's so much technological therapy that is on the internet. It is insane. At the same time, there's ways that energy gets misused. That's why you have a lot of online bullying, trolls, all of that Aquarius energy as well, because that is how Aquarius energy gets misused. And that's why there's like toxic, like cancel culture, all that stuff, Aquarius energy, with a hint of Saturn, because the karma with the cancellation thing. But there's this, y'all, there's this energy of like, hey, modernize it. Don't just stay stuck in the way. Don't stay stuck in your way. Find different ways to work with the energy, work with the times, be present with the time. Don't allow yourself to like completely like push out all of the possibilities of what you can be within this time. Like, be present so you can be grounded in the time, not lost, not regretful, not stuck in like a certain mental period, because then it's not gonna feel good. At the end of the day, you're gonna feel frustrated. You're gonna feel like you're gonna feel lost. You're gonna feel like, again, the midlife crisis which was created by the past generations. It's gonna happen. It's naturally gonna happen because it's become part of the psyche now. It's like, you work till you die, you work till you retire, then you retire, then you get to enjoy your life. Like, does that make sense to y'all? Or I'm just saying. I am just saying. I'm just saying. Hey, Michaela, working on ribs. Oh, okay. Everything is in alignment, y'all. Everything. Seriously, everything is in alignment. Yo, I'm really feeling this with my Saturn in the second house transit right now. Your finances is gonna look all types of different when you get out of your return. I'm telling you right now. Yo, my mother's a Capricorn. She definitely doesn't like her time wasted, and her Saturn's an Aquarius, so she already done through the. You see, I'm telling you, it's the energy. That's just it. Yo, the soap cravings, the carvings. Who was doing that before? Like the newer generations are finding like crazy ways to have therapy, like the craziest ways to have therapy. Like, you will have the most random thing and just be like, hey, SMR, like whispering. Like, who was whispering before? Can y'all tell me who was whispering? I want y'all to tell me who was whispering, because this is what I'm talking about. Like, there's so many different ways to enjoy things, to find pleasurable things, to find things that are interesting or like pique our curiosity, which is also Aquarian energy, because, you know, that's why Aquarius loves watching documentaries and education and stuff, like learning from society. Like, it's a vibe. It's a thing. And it's just you gotta let yourself be present with the times, man, or you'll feel definitely left behind, and it's just gonna feel like a hot mess. Okay, so let's pull some cards, y'all, from the deck. I'm so excited to use this. Oh, my baby love. Hi, babe. She's on Instagram. Whatchamacallit? I have just been like religiously using it since I got it. It's just been a very beautiful. It's just a beautiful deck. Like, if you didn't watch that video, you gotta go watch it. This is a beautiful, beautiful deck. You want to know where to get it, you gotta go watch that video, because I talked about it. But I'm serious. It's just such a beautiful deck, and I'm in love, and I'm just in love. It's amazing. It's amazing. So let's look at the energy of the week. What is going on this week? What do we need to know for this week collectively? Oh, y'all. Oh, y'all. Oh, what do we need to know collectively? Oh, Jesus. See, the waters are definitely flowing this week, y'all. Oh, 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 y'all. Okay. We got some things to discuss. We got some things. Okay. I've just been singing a lot lately, y'all. Don't mind me. So we got the 4 cups and the 8 of cups. Hold on, I gotta let it glisten for y'all. Hold on. You see that? Oh my god, it looks so cool in this filter. Look at that. On Instagram, I put the alien filter. Y'all can go watch the replay of that when I post it live. But it looks really, really cool with the alien filter on. We have Ashe, the cups, the Ashe of cups specifically. We have origin, and then we have, you see that glistening, y'all? It's just so pretty. And then we have Onija cut glass, but this one was in reverse. And I believe this, hold on, let me just whip out the book, but I think it is the King of Swords. Let me just double check. Oh, wait, hold on. Nope, it's the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords. Lots of energies. Okay, so right off the bat, I always tell you this. This is going to be a very emotional week, and this is what I'm saying. Today was just weird because I was just like straight up in my feelings today. And it just kind of felt a little bit like this. So, y'all, look at these cards. They look so pretty. So pretty. So, 4 of Cups, 8 of Cups. So, what is it that you have received, and what is it that you need to now analyze to the point where you're just like, okay, this is not working for me. The situation is not working for me. This is something that has caused me to not necessarily feel like I am nurtured emotionally. Like I actually feel very safe in this space. And by space, I mean relationship. By space, I mean whether that be a financial relationship, whether that be you need to change your banks, whether that be like you got to stop talking to this friend because this friend is just not, they ain't it anymore. They're not, there's nothing that you need and nothing else that you need from this relationship. It's not a budding relationship anymore. It's just a very stagnant one. So there is just kind of like, okay, well, I've been handed this hand. So now I got to go ahead and process it. Now I got to go ahead and release it. Now I got to go ahead and like all the emotional time that I invested in it, all the gifts of Christmas that I bought, all of the like things that, you know, went down, and now I have to release it. Well, the thing is that ultimately there's this like Asha energy. There's this, what are you pouring your emotions in? Like, what is it that you want to manifest ultimately? What's the state that you want to be in? Like, whether mentally or emotionally, what do you want? And if you want it, and visually, if you can visualize it, if you can see it, does it include this person? Does it include this thing? Does it make sense to continue to entertain this when it's kind of blocking your ability to manifest smoother, easier, at a faster pace, at a clearer pace? There's just like this, the beginning is coming. This is why you're getting the origin. This is the full card in this deck. I'm gonna just keep doing this because this is too pretty. But this is the full card in this deck, the origin card, and it bears a question like, are you ready to run? This is the start of this straight up like run. We're about to go running. We're about to go, you know, we're about to start the race. Okay, we're about to. You can feel that energy. It's coming. We're not completely there yet because this is in reverse. You see that Knight of Swords? This is in reverse, and this is also telling you that the way you need to approach how you're communicating, how you're releasing these things, have to be in a more gentle way. It can't be like harsh. I know there's still a lot in air right now, But it cannot be in a harsh way. You need to be very, very aware of how you're ending certain things this week, especially because the moon will be in Scorpio. So we'll have that energy of release. We'll have that energy of let go, transformation, death coming into a situation, a relationship. Also, this helps to deepen a lot of like connections, especially if you leave the perspectives and the mindset that you've had that's been creating some stagnation, or let's say you personally have put it in your brain that, I don't know, your partner doesn't want you anymore, or all these kind of things. Meanwhile, your partner's like, I don't know why they're acting so weird. Like, I don't get it. Like, I just want to kind of resolve this, or I just want to alleviate or bring some light or something. I just want to bring something to this. There needs to be this kind of self-awareness where you're actually in a state of emotional consciousness, where you're saying, okay, how is my mindset within my relationship causing for stagnation? How am I actively causing myself to have these feelings? Like, am I adding feelings to the fire that don't actually exist? Like, am I saying like, I don't know, my partner is hanging out with their friend too much. They don't want to hang out with me, or they don't want to spend any time with me. I mean, did you ask to spend time with your partner, or are you expecting your partner to do all of the work? Are you like, what is it that you're doing on an emotional level? How are you feeding your emotions? With what ideas, with what thoughts? Because there's a lot of illusions right now, and that's the thing about Pisces season. It's all illusion. It's all a different vision. It's all a vibe. It's all a it's a very sensitive time, because you can easily get offended about anything. You can easily create a scenario about anything. You can easily blow stuff up in your head, and kind of say or make it seem like certain things are going down when they're really not. So there's just like, okay, what really toxic habits do I have to release now? What do I have to let go? Because right now, this is not working for me. This is causing me a lot of problems. Like, I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with like the way that things have been going. So how do I change that? How do I shift that? And really, it goes into leaving a lot of that behind. This is really hard to do on an emotional level, because some people, especially if you're within a relationship trying to change certain things, sometimes this can be hard, because a lot of people find their emotional like their thought process a comfort space. So if you in your head have been talking shit, like oh my god, look, they're going to hang out with their friend again, or look, they're going to they haven't called me and like, or texted me in like 3 hours or 5 hours, like they don't want to talk to me, like that emotional dialogue. That mental dialogue creates problems, because then you're emotionally causing yourself pain. You're trying to create narratives and visions and stuff where there doesn't need to be any. You know what I mean? And so this is the problem. This is the self-analyzation that needs to happen this week with our emotional energy. We need to be emotionally conscious of what's going on, what habits are not working, what we need to release, the energies that are just not, it ain't it. And we need to focus back on how to use our emotional energy productively. And that's what's coming up with this Ace of Cups here. It's about that. No, let me feed my relationship with love. Let me feed my relationship with all of the things that I want it to be, instead of feeding narratives and creating different illusions that are not benefiting you at the end of the day. And this is why there's a need to like walk away, because the universe is like, okay, I gave you certain things and I have presented you with certain things, and you are basically shit talking it. You are not productively using the energy properly. You're not using what we gave you properly, and now you have to transform how you feel about it in order for you to actually see it for what it is. Right before this beginning starts, because I do feel like once we get into that spring season, y'all, there's just like this, the sun is coming out, the weather is nicer, everybody wants to go do stuff, everybody wants to, I'm telling you, it's this, there's just like bursting out energy versus being inward and being in your head and creating narratives. There's more of a, let's go do this, let's go do that, I want to do this, blah, blah, blah. Like there's more of that energy versus the in your head, in your mind, kind of like mentally like blocked in type of vibe. And I 100%, while it is not time to run anywhere, it is definitely a time to reevaluate how we're communicating, how our mind is creating different types of chaos within our spirit, because we really do not need to be out here making it worse for ourselves. We do not need to be having a worse life or making our lives a lot more difficult than they have to be. Like that's just not productive at all. Okay, so let's look at the butterfly life oracles. Oh, hold on. What do we need to know collectively for this week? Oh, all right, that popped really fast. Okay, we got self-employment. All right, self-employment for this week. And we also got get some rest. Get some rest. So this is going to be for some of my peoples out there who have been looking into starting their own business, or maybe having like a side hustle, or having things that they do on the side where they want to find a more have more different streams of income and stuff like that. This is one of those things that this week that you're going to have to reevaluate how you can add more streams of income if that's something that you want to do. There's different ways to make money without having to show your face, without having to do much, to be honest, and just setting or having those kind of projects or ideas that you basically do one time, and they are constantly attract people to that specific idea. So they are constantly interacting with that to some capacity, and that is being monetized by you to some level. But there is this need to like sleep. I feel like if you have been having issues sleeping this particular week, or during Pisces season, you've definitely been using the season wrong, because Pisces season is one of the best seasons to sleep, y'all. I'm gonna say, I said what I said. The dreams be extra vivid during Pisces season. It really do. But there's just this energy of like, hey, relax, get some rest. You're definitely gonna get some downloads as to different ways that you can be like making more money or adding to your finances and stuff like that. Because guys, we're still in a pandemic. A lot of people are still hurting financially from just, hey, stop fighting over there. Yo, the kids are fighting today. Stop fighting. They're just looking at me like, y'all having kids. Relax. Oh my God, having kids, y'all. I can't even remember what I was saying because the babies are fighting. Well, they stopped fighting, but I gotta chill. They're having a whole eye war right now. Energy for this week. What do we need to know for this week? Okay. 100%. So we're getting cunning and resourceful, and truth and clarity. Cunning, resourceful, truth, and clarity. Okay, cunning, resourceful, truth, and clarity. So first and foremost, cunning and resourceful. If you are someone who are trying to start like their own business or a side hustle, it's all about tapping into that curiosity that, you know what, how can I optimize this better? How can I do this easier? How can I make my life easier with this? How can I monetize this in a way where I don't really have to pay attention to it too much or come back to it too much? Like how do I do this without having to lift a lot of fingers? Like I could do it one time and it just works. How do I work with that? How do I do that? This is kind of doing that research, tapping into that. Hey, maybe you have a friend that's really good at designing. They can design your logo or do X, Y, Z, and B. And you're like, oh my God, my friend can help me with this. And you know what? My friend's really good at this. Maybe I can help them create this company, or just tapping into those downloads, that information that you're getting, and then using your resources to actually make it happen. The next one is truth and clarity, y'all. Truth and clarity. What did I say about illusions? Okay. What did I say about illusions? At the end of the day, it's about that understanding that within the lie, within the illusion, there is the truth. And this is something that you have to be mindful of, especially during Pisces season, because Pisces is all about the lies, y'all. Pisces rules lying. It does. It's not a bad thing. Not all lies are bad. Not all illusions are bad. Pisces rule and have the ability to make bad things look very beautiful. They have a really good ability to doing so, because they rule all forms of art, which is a huge part of our culture, or of our society, of the things we believe in, the things we listen to, experience, movies, all of these kind of stuff. Like, it's a social impact, okay, that happens with Piscean energy. So it's not to be dismissed. It's just that it's a very gentle type of thing. And so you have to understand that within the lie, within the illusion, there is a truth, there is a clarity. And this is what comes down to this part right here. Okay. The revelation, okay, I need to stop doing this. I need to release this. This is not something that is benefiting me. I got to let this go. I can't progressively keep doing this to myself, because it's not bringing anything to the table. Like, I'm not benefiting from this. This is not, this is just the energy of it. It's not a beneficial like relationship. It's not a beneficial situation. It's just not. And so what is the truth? And then get the clarity from there. Get the clarity that you need. Accept the truth that you are getting. Accept the downloads and messages that you're getting. So you're not over here like all over the place. Like, oh, well, I really want this, but why isn't it coming in? And but I'm so frustrated about this thing. And no, start clearing up the cobwebs of the frustration, the mind games. Like, stop, clear the cobwebs. If things have gotten too complicated, if the illusion has become too complex, too much of a pain, of a harsh reality, then it needs to go, because it's not something that is beneficial. Then it's just not. It's just causing it's causing issues. At the core, Piscean energy is not meant to cause issues. Okay, it's not meant to do that. It's meant to be a very soft, gentle, nurturing, and because Neptune and Pisces also rule spirituality. So nurturing to a lot of extents. It's meant to be, again, tapping into the creativity, the art, all of that to a positive extent. But then you have those people who misuse Piscean energy. This is when you get the cults, okay? This is when you get the people wanting to control people because they see the power through it. This is when you get like some misinformation and some things being said that are not true, and a lot of like the way people kind of paint their truth and white lies and all this kind of junk. Like, there's ways to use it correctly, there's ways to use it incorrectly, but the truth is hidden in all of those things. And once you sit down and process it, you get that clarity, you get those downloads, you get that satisfaction, you get to disconnect the pain, the annoyances, the irritation, the even your intuition being triggered, because that's another thing that Pisces rules, y'all. All of the water signs rule intuition. So there's just like this triggering of like, but the something ain't right with that. Well, what's the lie? Where's the lie? Where is it? Accept that it was a lie. Look for the truth, and then you get that clarity, you get that revelation, you get that confirmation when you do that. Okay, so you got to sit down, reevaluate, y'all. Messages for the week. What does the collective need to know? We got like a ton. Hold on, I think it's a ton. No, it's 2 cards. Okay, it looked like a ton for a second. All right, we got be positive. Be positive, y'all. Be positive. And it says your thoughts can shape your experience, so be sure to focus on the positive. Your thoughts can shape your experience, so be sure to focus on the positive. Now, what did I say about vision and Pisces? Because Pisces rules the third eye. So it's what are we talking about here now with the vision part? Like, if you are actively choosing to stay in this mindset of this 4 of Cups, like, I'm a huff and puff because I don't have what I want, or I'm not in a place, I just don't feel happy. If you just want to huff and puff through that and not try to find a solution, not trying to get the clarity, not try to clear up your life a little bit, then you're going to have a hard time navigating the next couple of months up to the rest of the year. It's just going to seem like a dull year. You're not going to progress in anything. It's just not going to be beneficial. So we need to get back into that positivity. Okay. We do. We need to get back into the positivity. And I do feel like it comes down to perspective. It comes down to your intention. It comes down to, and your intention 100% can be a lie or can be the truth. Because sometimes we can be like, oh, we're love and light. And then we're like, I hope that girl trips because I don't know, I ain't like her energy or whatever, so I hope she trips somewhere. And then all of a sudden, you're just sending negative energy somewhere. You just send negative energy to someone, but you also love and light, right? That's what you were saying. So there needs to be this coming back and recalibration where you're taking in a deep breath and you're like, okay, what the hell was that? Why was I thinking that? Why did I just think that about this person? I gotta chill. That I didn't feel, I'm not in alignment with the way I just acted. Like that wasn't it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that way. Like actually hold yourself accountable within the moment so you're not actively like bitter or mad or throwing your own personal internal like chaos towards other people in a social way where it's just gonna end up coming back to you because there's more people out there who are more protected, especially with our newer generation, because thank goodness we're doing a lot of protection work, y'all. But you go catch some spiritual hands out in these streets. I'm just saying, some of y'all need to chill with that. Some of y'all need to chill because if you stay in this negative perspective and this negative thinking, you're not going to be able to progress productively. You're going to find yourself tripping up on your words, not feeling in alignment, feeling weird about yourself, feeling like at odds with yourself. So you have to come back again, that calibration, that centering. The next one is you are lovable. All right. Love who you are as you are created perfectly. Everything about your true self is beautiful. Y'all, I 100% feel like the reason why this card is coming up, because we started this week with the moon is a Libra right now. There's a lot of like, if you single, that doesn't mean that you don't deserve love. That doesn't mean that you don't deserve to be in a relationship or don't deserve to be in a partnership or a soul connection or anything like that. None of that. I don't want any of y'all sitting down feeling bad about the situation, about anything. No, you are still lovable. You are still a lovable person, even when we go through and do a lot of the things that, even when we're a little bit toxic, even though when we allow ourselves to do some things that are not healthy, that are not productive, that are just not bringing us to our higher selves, we're still lovable beings. We can still be on that love vibration. We can still strive to live through that love vibration. We can live through what we love and live a happy life. There's a reason why Taurus is in Libra and Leos. Literally on a general basis, try to make their lives a beautiful experience. This is why they treat themselves, they buy themselves what they want, they do whatever they want. Why? Because if they can spend their whole lives treating themselves like goddesses and kings and stuff, that's what they're going to do. That's what they want to do. They want to have a beautiful life. They want to have a beautiful life experience. And there's nothing wrong with that. And everybody can do that. Everybody can tap into that energy. We're all very much affected by Venus energy. We're all very much affected by wanting to have pleasure, by wanting to enjoy the things that we enjoy. There's nothing wrong with that. And so you got to make sure that you are not thinking less of yourself just because of the situation you're currently in, because that doesn't mean that's not going to change, y'all. It just doesn't mean that it's not going to change. So what do we need to know for this week? Okay. That is, I think 3. No, that was 4. Y'all. Okay. So the first one that came out is patience. Patience. I trust in divine timing. This is for my people who are literally waiting, like, why haven't I gotten this yet? Why, Abby, why haven't I manifested this yet? Like, I set the intention, like, in the summer last year, like, where did it at? Well, did you make room for it? And do you understand how big that intention is and what the universe has to do to bring that to you? Like, why are you mad? Why are you frustrated? Why? Let it happen. let it come when it needs to come. Just continue to be ready to receive it instead of sitting here frustrated that certain things are not in the way that you want it to be. Like, I honestly, I don't waste my time doing that. I have a lot of goals. Y'all know I'm a Capricorn, y'all. I have a lot of goals. I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of like things in mind. But when I tell you that the goals that I had, like we're in 2021, what, 2016, 2014, Abby already has the things that I was asking for in those years. I have literally everything that I wanted from those years. I'm living it right now, right now, right now, like right now. And so when I think about my Capricorn ass, okay, when I think about the intentions that I'm working on, the goals, the things that I'm working on right now, I'm like, my Saturnian ass, obviously my Capricorn and my Saturn is like, okay, well, it's gonna take a little bit of time for it to come through, but that don't mean I'm not gonna get it. You best believe I'm gonna get it. You best believe it's coming my way. Why? Because I know the intentions that I have set are time. They're very much within that time frame. They need time to marinate, to cook up, because it's not a small itty bitty intention. I didn't ask for this. I asked for the whole thing. Okay. And so some of those things, you just got to give it time. You have to have patience. Every earth sign has this ability, y'all. And if you're not an earth sign, I promise you, you have earth sign placements and you have the ability to tap into this. I'm 100% telling you, you can tap into this. It's a little bit harder for my air signs though. And my Sagittarius, my fire signs, with the removal of Leo in this, because I feel like Leos can be a little bit more patient because they're fixed sign, you know. But the rest, it's a little harder for them. I will say that, but that don't mean it still don't exist. Like anything to have to doing with time is Saturn ruled. Period. Therefore, you must play the game in accordance to Saturn's rules. There's no speeding up time. There's some signs that can get away with stuff a lot easier, like Sag can manifest things a lot faster because of Jupiter, because it's like, okay, that's the thing, but let's speed that up. Like Jupiter just does that. That's just what it does. But when it comes to everybody else, there's still this energy of like, just chill out, like enjoy the beer by the beach, okay? Enjoy it, like relax. It's coming. It's all coming. We're getting truth again, y'all. Truth. I am lovingly honest with myself and others. I am lovingly honest with myself and others. What did I say about the way y'all talking about other people? Some of the things that are being said are not in alignment with who you are. I'm telling you, it's just not in alignment with who you are. Certain things are a little bit petty. Certain things are a little bit like, you know, I said that, but it's not really me or whatever. Yo, I told y'all before, I could be an instigator, okay? I can be, 100%. My Mars is a Sag. I can be a little sassy. Like, if y'all meet me in real life and, like, something's going down, I will be instigating the fuck out of it because that's just who I am sometimes. But it's in alignment to who I am. Like, I'm aware of what I'm doing, what I'm saying, when I'm doing it. It's just funny for me to do it because I'm over here just pointing out things that nobody's noticing about the conversation. And it's just like, oh, wait, I didn't think about that. And I'm like, yeah, you should have thought about that. I personally like the poking of the, hey, did you not notice this? Because it comes back to that truth. 1000%. And so there's nothing wrong with like talking and interacting and even holding thoughts about other people or the way you're thinking about other people. But at the same time, it's like, are you thinking about them in a way that is just like harmful? Like, are you like, I hope that she loses this, or I hope that she doesn't have that, or she just always posting about that, like all of that kind of narrative. That's just a hater mentality. There's just this hater mentality, and it's not bringing you anything. You're just holding space for negativity. You're holding space for a negative narrative to run through your head. And now you're going to end up using that negative narrative, and you're going to be pinned against your own words. Because then when you're doing something, or when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you're more likely to be here judging yourself, being harsher on yourself, being more heavier on yourself, just because your voice, how you're misusing your throat chakra. Okay. So 1000%, if you're not in alignment to what you're saying, don't say it. Just don't say it. This is not about if you have nothing to say, just don't say. No, it's not about that. Because sometimes, or if you don't have something nice to say, don't say. No, because sometimes some of the things that are not nice to say, they're facts, so they need to be spoken. That's not always factual. However, if you're not in alignment, let's change that quote. If you're not in alignment to what you're saying, then don't say it. Okay, it's not about you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. If you're not in alignment to what you are saying, do not say it. If that's not who you are, do not say it. If that's not who you can stand by that word and represent yourself and say, yeah, that's a fact. I am in alignment to what I'm saying. Don't say it, because that's not who you are. That's not you. You are moving from a more toxic energy space, and that's just not, it's not productive, and it's not you. Now, the next card is Father. My true Father, God in heaven, who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, and our relationship. Has been a lot of divine masculine energy coming up in the readings, because there's a lot of like physical realm. And again, it goes into that Saturn energy, because Saturn is the father energy in astrology. Saturn takes that stern, like, kind of energy. That's why he's like that, paternal energy in astrology. So you do have to understand that all of this is not just to cause chaos or to cause, loss or anything like that. Is to make sure that you're okay. It's to make sure that you're grounded. It's to make sure that you're taken care of. It's to make sure that within the physical realm, the things that you work on, the things that you're investing your time in, are bearing you fruit at the end of the day. And that includes your words. Are you wasting time talking and saying things that you don't need to be saying? Save your breath. Take a deep breath. Save that breath. If it doesn't need to be said, it doesn't need to be said. At the end of the day, joy, y'all. How many times are we going to get this today? Be positive. Joy. By enjoying this moment, I am giving thanks to God for my life. Giving thanks to God for my life by enjoying this moment. So for those who have been actively not trying to enjoy the moments, actively trying to look for a problem somewhere that there hadn't been a problem in the first place, or actively just trying to stir the pot when the pot didn't need to be stirred, okay? Can you go back to your joy? Can you go back to what you feel comfortable in, what you feel nourished in, what you feel is you? Can you go back to that? Can you say that's your foundation? Because it all goes back to that foundation. It all goes back to that Saturn energy. It all goes back to, hey, you're standing either on thin ice, or you're standing and you're grounded. You're in alignment, period. Okay, planetary energies for this week. Y'all, planetary energies for this week. Oh God. So we are getting Aquarius and Sagittarius. So make sure that you're looking at this energy, the transits for this week, so you guys can know how to work with it for this week. Definitely, I mean, the moon will be in Sag by the weekend-ish time, so we'll definitely have time to work with this energy. But Aquarius is still taking a huge force right now, because we still have Mercury in Aquarius, Saturn, Jupiter in Aquarius. There's still this stellium in Aquarius, so you have to make sure that you're working with this. And I just feel like there's so much like societal energies at play. There's just so much that's at play. Okay, let me look at some of these comments. Hello. Ooh, hold on. My computer froze. Hold on. It's going slow. Wait. My mouse froze, y'all. I can't see the, oh, wait. Oh, there it is. Okay. I need to see there's a heart chakra ritual was deep. I'm so glad that y'all enjoyed it. I'm so glad that y'all enjoyed that workshop. I have been working on videos all day and readings all day, so I didn't get to post a workshop yet. So stay tuned for it. I'm gonna let you guys know when you guys gonna get the new workshop, because that's gonna be a fun one. I'm definitely working on some things for you guys that are gonna be coming out very soon. So stay tuned for all of that jazz. And I'm gonna go ahead and sign off because the phone that I have that's on Instagram is gonna die. So y'all, I will definitely see you loves in the next video. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, do all the things. Check out the Patreon if you want to join, or you can become a channel member as well. And I will definitely see you loves in the next video. Bye. Well, over here. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Woo. Wait, I didn't end it yet. Oh.